I've been sitting here for 15-ish minutes here, just trying to think of something to say during this cold open segment, and nothing's really coming to mind. And I guess considering that the rest of this video will probably be pretty negative for obvious reasons, I guess I might as well take this time here right now to just focus on something positive, even though it's not directly related to the Blackhawks. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to congratulate Patrick Marleau on breaking Gordie Howe's career games played record in the NHL. Incredible achievement. One of those records that you didn't think was ever going to be broken. It's in the tier of a lot of Wayne Gretzky records, or at least it was. I mean, it stood for a long time. Gordie Howe had a ridiculous career in terms of just length, and that's what you need to be able to break this kind of record. And there's not a lot of players that even come close to playing that long, especially in the game of hockey where your body takes a toll. But Patrick Marleau did it, and so it's incredible to see this record broken. It's an incredible feat. It really is. Take note of it, because this record has stood for longer than I've been alive. More than 3 decades. Who knows if it ever gets broken again? So, history in the making tonight. Congratulations to Patrick Marleau. There's some positivities to start this video. On the other side of this intro animation here, it'll probably be negative. If you want to stick around, feel free. If you don't, I won't blame you. If you hopped off, you jumped off, just one favor, if you do, click that subscribe button on your way out, please. Thank you. Yeah. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your debris cat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back, you negative vibe-seeking people. Why are you here? Why are you staying here and watching this? I'm not Steve Dangle. I don't make lost videos entertaining. I don't yell and scream. That's not my personality. So, I don't know why. Look, if you're here, you might as well stay. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. Blackhawks once again lost tonight. 6 straight losses to the Nashville Predators in 6 meetings this season. Final score 5-2. Honestly, we're going to keep this video short. I mean, why torture ourselves, right? It's a broken record of the Predators beating the Hawks this season. 6 times now in 6 meetings. They're a team that has the Hawks number this year and, well, in recent years as well. And there's always a team like that. There were teams like that even when the Hawks were winning Stanley Cups. Like, there was always some random team that the Hawks just, for whatever reason, even though they were the superior team, just couldn't beat. It happens. And this team and the teams of recent years, they're not as good as those Stanley Cup winning teams. So, obviously, there's a better chance that you're going to run into teams like that. Unfortunately, for the Hawks, it's the Predators. A couple things didn't help the Hawks tonight. Number one, Brandon Hagel not in the lineup. He tested positive for COVID. Ended up being a false positive, but they needed another negative test to allow him to be in the lineup tonight. They didn't get that in time, so he had to sit out. Adam Gaudette replaced him in the lineup. We just acquired him from Vancouver in that Matthew Highmore deal at the trade deadline. So he made his Blackhawks debut tonight. He had an assist as well on David Kampf's goal, so that was cool to see. But Adam Gaudette's not quite the same type of player as Brandon Hagel. And Brandon Hagel's hustle and drive and just relentlessness was certainly missed tonight. So, yeah, it didn't help. Brandon Hagel was out of the lineup. And then number 2, Wyatt Kalynuk went down with an injury early in the game, like his second shift of the game. So the Hawks were down the majority of the game to 5 defensemen, which, that really didn't help. In all honesty, I thought the Hawks did a lot of good things for the majority of this game. They just started slow in each of the 3 periods, and especially in the second and third periods, that really cost them because there were just brief moments of this game where they lost some focus, made some mistakes, and that just cost them so much in this game. Like, the Predators took advantage of every single one of those mistakes. Like, the Blackhawks dug themselves a hole, and for whatever reason, it ended up being like a sinkhole. Like, Predators scored first goal of the game early in the first period, 6 minutes in. It was a double deflection, like nothing Lincoln could do. It was just a good goal. And the Hawks come back and they score a power play goal late in the period to make this a 1-1 game going into the second period. Like, they're right in it. They're doing fine. And then early in the second period, they just kind of get run around defensively, blow a defensive zone coverage, and Jarnkrok scores a goal. And then not even a minute after that, Duncan Keith makes just a bad pass at the blue line, which leads to a Matthias Ekholm breakaway. Yes, a defenseman breakaway, and he scores. That's 2 goals in a minute to make it a 3-1 game. And quite honestly, yes, it was a terrible turnover from Duncan Keith. But, like, that's the type of pass, like, he's made his entire career. Like, you go back and watch, like, the glory years of the Blackhawks of the past decade here. Like, those passes were made all the time because the chemistry was there. The chemistry just, it's not there right now with this team, or hasn't been for the last few years. And for whatever reason, Duncan Keith or some of the veteran players, Patrick Kane's guilty of doing these things too. There's been some pretty bad turnovers he's made in the last couple of games where he's just kind of flipped the puck in the defensive zone while, trying to get a breakout started, and just nobody's there and it gets turned over. Like, the chemistry is not there. He's expecting players to be there, or somebody to be there, and they're not there. And it cost the Hawks tonight. But the Hawks battle back. David Kampf gets his first goal in like a millennium to make it a 3-2 game going into the third period. The Hawks are right there in that game. And then the start of the third period, not even a minute into the third period, they give up 2 goals. And it wasn't really like, what do you even say to them? Like, the first goal, Connor Murphy's helmet came off, so he had to leave the ice, which left a player wide open in front of the net in the slot, and he puts home the goal. And then the second goal, Duncan Keith just blows a tire, which leaves a guy wide open in the slot, same place basically, and he scores a goal. Like, those are just bad breaks, really. Like, what do you do about that? And the Predators, give them credit, they capitalize on every single opportunity they had tonight. And that was your ball game. Other than that, other than those like brief stretches of play, Hawks were fine tonight. Like, they were playing well enough where if those brief stretches didn't happen, they had a chance to win this game. Now, yeah, this is a woulda, coulda, shoulda thing I'm saying. It sounds like an excuse. But the point I'm trying to make is the scoreboard tonight, the final score, 5-2, like, the Hawks didn't play as bad as that sounds. Like, they had a lot of good chances. Saros was, once again, really good. He's been fantastic in the latter half of this season here, and especially against the Hawks this season. You got to give credit to him. But the Hawks had their chances. They created some opportunities. I thought they played, better tonight than they have in a lot of games against the Predators this season. It just didn't work out. They had some lapses, and it just really cost them tonight. With that said, Hawks have yet to beat the Predators this season. They are winless in their 6 meetings so far, so they don't really get the benefit of the doubt. If the Hawks want to continue to push for the playoffs, which they can still do, they're not out of it yet. I know this loss doesn't help, but you can make up 4 points in 10 games, especially when you get to play the team that's ahead of you 2 more times here, which the Blackhawks will be doing these next 2 games. They can still do it. This series can still be a positive one. You come into the series thinking if the Hawks can win 2 out of these 3 games, they would be still in the race. The Hawks can still do that, even with the loss tonight. Sure, things don't really look promising. They got to figure out a way to kind of get over that hump, get over that hill, and beat the Predators for the first time this season. But it's certainly possible. Will they do it? We'll see. Like I said, they don't really have the benefit of the doubt right now. Look, worst case scenario, the Blackhawks lose these next 2 games against Nashville, go winless against the Predators this year. The Predators raise a banner for said feat. Blackhawks miss the playoffs, and we look back at this weird shortened season that we somehow still exceeded expectations on, and we just toss it away. and we focus towards next season, which should be a lot more normal, should have fans in the stands, should be a normal schedule. Divisions will be back to normal, with the exception of Arizona moving to the Central because of the Seattle expansion. But that's the worst case scenario here. Like, it's really not that bad. Obviously, the best case scenario would be the Hawks winning out both the regular season and postseason and bringing home the franchise's 7th Stanley Cup. So, yeah, let's end the video on that note. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I'm glad you stuck around through all the negativity. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.